Howdy, 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 folks. I wasn't recording the first time I did this intro, so this is my second attempt. So we've just had a big old night at the Game Awards. Big old night. Matthew McConaughey was there, no big deal. But so was Sean Murray. And boy, howdy, did he bring the goods. So not only did we get what you're about to see, not just the 10th anniversary of No Man's Sky's announcement, but a little preview of what's coming in 2024 to the game. But on top of that, they announced essentially the follow-up to No Man's Sky. You know, not counting The Last Campfire, but big, ambitious, procedurally generated follow-up. Light No Fire, which I just recorded that video a few minutes ago. Check it out, because I am hyped. And normally I'm Mr. like, control your expectations, don't get too excited. You know, let's wait until it comes out kind of guy. But you know what? It's a special night. Announcements like this come around every 10 years, apparently. And I'm going to let myself get a bit excited. I think that's fair. Hello Games have done nothing but deliver the last 7 years. And they know the stakes if they screw up. So, all that in mind, I think they're going to deliver. And I'm really excited. But I get into way too much detail. Check out that video. It's so good. Maybe it might be total trash. I didn't do much editing at all. I haven't edited it yet. I'm assuming I'm not going to do much editing. Anyways, you clicked on this video for No Man's Sky. So, as you can see here in this trailer, 10 years ago, No Man's Sky was revealed. That's referring to the Spike Video Game Awards in 2013, where they did reveal No Man's Sky for the first time. There were only about 4 people working on it at the time, I believe. And then after that, they obviously put a lot more resources into it. We don't need to talk about, the launch of No Man's Sky. Yeah. We're here to talk about the future of No Man's Sky, okay? Because as this trailer is getting along, they've shown us a slight sneak peek into what we're getting in 2024. Which, thank goodness, because when people don't know what to expect, they speculate. When people speculate, they get disappointed. So at least we know we're not going to get any of this crazy stuff in 2023, or at least we probably won't, since they put a date on it. But we'll run through it real fast. It's just a couple seconds, and then I'm going to break it down in extreme detail. So we're almost there, 2023. Yep. A lot of great stuff this year. Excellent stuff. It's been a great year for No Man's Sky. Alright, our journey continues. 2024. New ship. Oh yeah, new space stations. Oh yeah. I mean, come on. So, let's get back to that part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this at very slow speeds so that I can stop it in time. I'm going to go 25% speed. And away we go. So first look here. We have a new ship, new animations. I mean, the front of that, the little symbol on that ship kind of reminds me of the Atlas logo from Waking Titan. But the symbols on it, I think you see those on the Space Anomaly. I mean, this is a really cool looking ship. It kind of reminds me of the Utopia speeder we got, only more animated. But the proportions remind me of the fighters we're already familiar with. And man, look at that shot where I've just paused it. Come on. This game, it's evolved so much. I mean, this looks on par with, funny enough, the new game they just announced. Speaking of which, look at this shot right there. I mean, look at that. It looks like an evolved version of No Man's Sky. It looks so good. Okay, but let's break down what we see in the background. So, cool ship, super cool ship. But we have in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, and others, brand new space station interiors. Thank goodness. Finally, oh my gosh, this layout has been mostly unchanged since launch. And it has always been boring. Yeah, it's funny. One of the most visited spaces in the game something that's in practically every system. Not anymore, but back in the day it was every system. And they just all look the same no matter where you were. You know, Gex Station, Vy'keen, Korvax, they look the same. And we've gotten some more variety lately. We have outlaw space stations, abandoned space stations, things like that. But the regular ones have all been very boring. So this already looks really cool. We can see here in the background we have some NPCs at counters. Those might be vendors, they might be procedural something or others. We have some benches, kind of similar to the Nexus, or the Space Anomaly. Over here we can see the Starship salvage console, so that's still there. Yeah, I mean, overall the aesthetics are more in line with a lot of the newer content we've gotten over the last 2 years, where they've added a lot of detail to Sentinels, a lot of detail. The new pirate frigates, or the new pirate freighters, if you've seen them, they match this aesthetic. Essentially, the Singularity content matches this. So this is kind of bringing the graphics up to the rest of the assets. So here, as we're panning up, we can see a little bit more in the background. Especially, we can see the console where you would interact with the space station core. We can see the space station core, which looks completely different. It actually looks like it would be capable of looking around. It's on like a mounted. See, that's on like a mounted thing. I wonder if it would like track your player as you walk around. That'd be interesting. But it also looks like we have a big ass window in the back. Now, I don't know if you can land from both sides or if that's just a window. Either way, that's a really cool feature. There used to be a mod for No Man's Sky back in the day that would add like a big window in the back. And this actually reminds me of that, but it looks really cool. I like that there's like no roof, or that the roof is much higher, so you can use your jetpack without bumping into it as easily, since I tend to bump into the ceiling a lot when I use it in space stations at the moment. Hopefully those vendors right there next to your ship are the most prevalent ones that we'll be seeing. Since, you know, obviously the things you interact with the most, you want to have the shortest travel time too. So I'm hoping they've taken this as an opportunity to kind of look at how people use space stations and arrange it more ergonomically, for lack of a better word. The other thing is we can see like little signs here, little kiosks. Please, Hello Games. I'm not usually the type of YouTuber that like asks Hello Games to do this or that. I like to speculate sometimes, but I don't personally like to ask for things because it makes me sound like a whiny baby. But please, Hello Games, let me design like one kiosk. If there are kiosks in these space stations. I've done an entire project on procedural No Man's Sky kiosk signage with completely different symbols for different races and systems, and it would be a dream come true if I could design just one kiosk ad. And it could be an ad for, I don't know, used Gagnip or something. It doesn't matter. It could be, let me design an ad for the Traveler's deck. That would be incredible. No, but for those who don't know me, I'm a professional, award-winning graphic designer by trade. I actually teach design at university. And I designed the official No Man's Sky playing cards a while back. So I've always wanted to do some form of graphic design for the game, and it looks like this might be like an actual place for it. So anyways, that was totally selfish. Sorry, back to the main part of the video. So for the architecture, it's a lot darker. I actually like that. I think it gives it a more grounded feel than having everything be like blaring white like you're in an office. The shape of this area is kind of similar to what we have in the current No Man's Sky space stations, with these sort of reverse terraces, this stair-steppy pattern on the ceiling. So it's really hard to make out details among these things, but it looks like there's a lot of space, because if we go back a second, you can see they have one kiosk right here, but I'm pretty sure they could procedurally put that in any of these spaces. Funny enough, these actually remind me of the tunnels under the planetary archive buildings, which always felt like they were supposed to be more procedural but weren't. So I wonder if we'll see some of that that applied here. And that's the other thing. I really, 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 really want these interiors to be as procedural as possible, since the thing that made the other space stations so boring was that they were all the exact same layout. So if these could be more procedural, I mean, maybe we'll see new versions of abandoned stations and outlaw stations. That'd be cool too. But yeah, my number one hope for this is that they are as procedural as possible. So as we're taking off, we can see a little bit more. I'm hoping those space station cores are procedural too. Like I said, everything, make it procedural, please. More variety. So an interesting detail as we pull up here, if you look at the very far left, we can see another set of stairs. So on the right, there doesn't seem to be a door or anything. The platform seems to end there. But on the left, it seems like, as we move a little bit, we can see there's another set of stairs right here. And a whole other upper area. So I want to know how far that stretches. If it'll just be like a little bar, kind of like what we have right now. Or if it'll contain maybe like a more procedural area with something similar to what we see in settlements. That would be really exciting. As an aside, look at how good the lighting looks here. The space stations, again, they don't look that great compared to the rest of the game anymore. They feel outdated. And this looks space age. This looks like a serious space station. And again, if they just add a little bit of variation in each one, it'll go a long way. And the other thing is that the window adds is that you'll really feel like you're in different space star systems. So if you're in a star system with like a lot of red, right? If you have a big window that lets all the red light in, I mean, that'll be cool. I mean, again, I'm assuming that's a window. It's kind of hard to tell. But I think that's a really smart design choice. Anyways, so as we pull out a little bit further, we can see a little bit more of that terrace. It's a pretty good size, honestly. Yeah, pretty good size. I hope they put a lot of content up there. That's my dream. But even if they just repurpose what we have, I mean, it'll be nice to see something new for a change. Although hopefully they keep some of the old ones in the abandoned systems just for variety's sake. But anyways, none of the other ships look like new versions. They all look like ships we've seen before. And we can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 landing pads. The other thing to note about this is I think there's a little bit more ceiling space, because some of the ships would kind of clip through the ceiling on the current space stations, and that just has to do with the fact that they increased the scale of spaceships during the Beyond update in 2019, but they didn't increase the scale of space stations. So those have been noticeably small for the past 4 years. So this looks like it's built for these larger ships, which is great. Again, everything's feeling more polished. It's all coming together. So we've got the long hangar, the long hallway that we currently have in space stations. It looks cooler now, though. Hopefully it doesn't pop in every time like the current one does. But it looks really cool. Gosh, that is absurdly long. Look at how small the space station core is getting. Absurdly long. Okay, and now we have the new entrance. Interesting. Now, one thing I will note is that you can see the opening on this entrance. If you look, the outside of it's like a hexagon, and then the inside kind of fills it in. I wonder if there will be different space station layouts that, sorry, my foot fell asleep. Different space station layouts that dramatically change, even the shape of the hallway or things like that. And maybe it can link up with different things. Or maybe it's just like a one-size-fits-all thing. Hard to say. I really love the design of this, though. I love all the extra detail, all the extra lights. I mean, this feels space age, right? It kind of reminds me of something like Elite Dangerous. Then, as we're coming out, I mean, look at this. So, we had seen these space stations leak in March of this year, I think. They were accidentally in the game if a modder found them by accident. I'll put a link to that video. There's a ton of screenshots. But from what we've seen, the procedural generation on these is pretty insane. Like, they can look dramatically different Because right now, most space stations look very similar. But these have a heck of a lot more variation to them, and they have some really cool designs that I'm excited to see. Even this first one they're showing us, I mean, look at this. This almost doesn't even look like No Man's Sky anymore, but in a good way. Not in like a No Man's Sky looked bad before, but like this feels like almost like a generational leap. And again, if you look at the sides of this thing, they look like the giant archive buildings we see on planets. Again, the art style is finally like, they're finally getting everything to be more consistent and unified in their design language. So yeah, and the scale on this too. I mean, going back to how small our ship was compared to the entrance, and how small the entrance is compared to the larger station. I mean, the sense of scale here is insane. I can just imagine having dogfights around it. I mean, it's really cool. And hopefully they use all that space to give us a lot of, variation in interiors. Just saying. But yeah, this looks incredible. And then they zoom out. Again, next gen. We've got the cool little Atlantid thingy from Singularity. Storm in the background. And then we have the Dreadnought here in the foreground. Again, they've really been doing a great job with space. But that's pretty much all we have for what's coming next. From what Sean said, he said 2024 is going to be a big year for No Man's Sky. Another big year for No Man's Sky. And so we already know we're getting space stations and a new starship class, but who knows what else we'll get, right? We could get new freighters. We could get new combat encounters. We could get anything. Gosh, okay, this playing in 25% speed is weird. So again, I always say keep your expectations in check. We should. But I'm pretty confident the space station is going to be awesome, just based on the leaks we saw earlier this year. And I don't know what else we're getting for No Man's Sky in 2024, but it seems like it's not going to be the last year of updates. Sean didn't say it would be, said it'd be a big year. And based on how they're developing Light No Fire concurrently, and on what appears to be the exact same engine, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't keep updating No Man's Sky. Seems to be doing really well for them, but who knows, right? All I know is that what they have shown us is really exciting, and if No Man's Sky, its update cycle does come to an end, listen, Light No Fire looks fire. You know what I'm saying? It looks fire. So, yeah, I'm losing my voice from getting too excited. Oh man, just look at all this stuff. I'm gonna get sentimental. I'll probably do some more videos about these. Well, maybe not about these specific topics. But yeah, sorry. I'm forgetting myself. I'm looking at this. Like I said, this is the one day of the year I let myself get hyped. The Game Awards are like my favorite day of the year. So thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my rambliness. I did not write a script for any of this. And please leave a like if you enjoyed it. You can leave a dislike if you found me annoying. That's fine. But most importantly, let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you excited for these space stations? You better be, because they look awesome. Are you hyped for Light No Fire? Check out that video. I'm really excited about Light No Fire, and I'm really excited about the space stations. And a new ship class is almost the least exciting thing out of those three, but all of this is great stuff. Great stuff. 2024 looks like it's going to be an incredible year for No Man's Sky. And besides these two videos, I'm actually working on a big hour-long Assassin's Creed video. Don't hate me, but I love Assassin's Creed. So if you're into that, if you're into No Man's Sky, if you're excited for Light No Fire, feel free to subscribe. It's totally free. And I also want to plug my channel memberships. I just started offering that like a month or two ago. We're going to have, hopefully, our first members only live stream next week, which I'll probably be talking about this still, because there's no way I'm going to be done talking about this in 1 week. But yeah, feel free to join. It's pretty cheap. I try to make it affordable, load a lot of tiers in there. And I appreciate every bit of support, because I am not a rich man. by any measure. Well, by some measures, maybe I have a wonderful family and all that. But you know, financially speaking, let's just say as far as tax brackets go, I'm in the I'm in the starter system. We'll put it that way. But thanks for watching so much. If this was your first time watching my channel, I am usually much more composed, and I usually write scripts and do video essays and do deep dives into intricate gameplay systems. But nope, tonight it's hype night. Hype night. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for